If you're wondering, does this review contain spoilers? You bet your ass it does!
Hey Dino Dudes, what's going on? It's me, the Meteor Raptor. Let's talk about Jurassic Park. You see, back in 1993, Steven Spielberg would release a movie that would change the film industry forever. And you might think, yeah, well, it's just a movie about dinosaurs that eat people after man makes the mistake of creating them. Well, yeah, there's that, and it is a really good story, don't get me wrong. But did you know how much work went into the stop motion? It truly would revolutionize how films would be made from then on, and it was a massive success. So, only 4 years later, they released Jurassic: The Lost World, Jurassic Park. Even though I think it should be Jurassic Park: The Lost World, not The Lost World, Jurassic Park. This film continued the story. This time, instead of being on an island where it was a theme park, it was an island where dinosaurs were just created, they were bred, they were loose for a few years. And Jeff Goldblum and those guys had to go in and try and document them. And it did not feature most of the original cast, but it was still a good movie. You know, it's not as good as the first Jurassic Park, but then again, Jurassic Park is an absolute masterpiece. And then, 4 years. Then after that, yep, a mere 4 years passed and we got Jurassic Park III. Many people consider this to be the worst film in the franchise. You wanna know why? Here's why. Alan. Yeah, you just saw that right. However, I actually kind of enjoyed this movie, mainly because you have these first two films which are so good, then what the heck happened here? That it was kind of enjoyable because it was so bad. It did feature the return of Alan Grant, Sam Neill's character, and honestly, I think they actually did a pretty good job just with what they did. And you know, it's nowhere near as good. It's cheesy, it's campy, but it's still enjoyable at least. Then after that, Jurassic Park sort of faded away. Sure, a couple years ago they had their big 3D re-release, but that was for the original movie. Until 2015, when a Jurassic Park sequel would come out. The first one in 14 years. And it was awesome! Okay, I'm sorry. But of course, I am talking about Jurassic World. Yes, guys, Jurassic World. When I heard this film was being made, I got pumped. And not because I get a chance to see my brethren again. Not because I'm incredibly biased, but because this film looked amazing. And you know what? This film was fantastic. And it was actually a lot less racist than the first few Jurassic Park films were. Wanna know what I mean by racist? Well, people often have a thought about raptors making us very stupid, unintelligent. We're not. We're an intelligent species. And this review will not be biased, but I honestly believe that this film took a better look at my kind and gave us the credit that we deserve. Granted, it does have some stupid moments, like the motorcycle scene, even though that was pretty awesome. I don't care what you say, that motorcycle scene was awesome. But yeah, let's just dive right in. So, I'm going to kind of give you a little synopsis of the story. This thing is set, give or take, I believe 27 years after the first Jurassic Park, and for a while actually they've had this thing called Jurassic World. I believe it's on the original island even. The movie was never 100% clear. And they have like their own theme park pretty much now, where people can go and they can do the whole dinosaur thing, like Jurassic Park exists. But there is a slight problem. You see, every couple of years they need something new to start to scare people, to get people interested again. What do? Stem cell and cross-genetic research. And they create the Indominus Rex. Now, I know most of you are thinking, Raptor, that sounds like every single Sci-Fi Channel movie plot ever. Actually, it is. And I will touch on that in a minute, though. I just want to continue on this. And I was kind of thinking, great, it's going to be a power outage again, or great, someone's going to let the dinosaurs out, or great, blah, 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 blah. It was none of that. They had a really, really good idea for what happens to the dinosaurs getting loose. This time, the Indominus Rex, it makes it seem like it's escaped, only to get people to come in, then chase them so they have to try and open the door so they can get out, and it breaks free that way. And the Indominus Rex is actually really intelligent. It knows where like a tracking plan is, so it knows where to tear part of its skin out. It knows how to hide. It can like chain. It's made with like cuttlefish, with Raptor, with Tyrannosaurus, so it can like hide from thermonuclear scans. Like, it's really cool. And it's not like with Sharktopus when it's like, look, we created this thing, screw you, go with it, it's free. And one big problem with Sharktopus I had, despite the film that movie was ridiculously cheesy, is how they controlled it was a large metal box on top of its head. And of course you knew that was going to get damaged by a boat loader this time, and it got set free and started killing everybody, blah 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 blah. I'm going to be here all day if I talk about all these film problems. Anyhow, so they end up calling in a man named Owen. They only called him Owen, they never said his last name. And that's Chris Pratt's character. What does he do? He trains raptors. Now, there were 4 raptors that were awesome in this movie, not including me. There was Charlie, Bravo, Echo, and Blue. Now, these raptors aren't your ordinary door-opening raptors. These raptors were smart. They knew how to respond to commands. They were trained as soldiers, pretty much, to track down the Indominus Rex. So that whole thing is going on. Meanwhile, there's a pair of brothers by the names of Gray and Zach, and they're not exactly on the best terms. And they get sent to Jurassic World as sort of like a brother get-together thing with their aunt. And of course, the aunt isn't always exactly, well, faithful. She isn't always there. And they end up getting trapped deep inside Jurassic World, and they have to try and escape. I am going to touch on a lot of stuff in a second, but I just want to finish this plot summary. Anyhow, so pretty much people are dying, the Indominus Rex is crashing through everything, so all the dinosaurs are breaking free. What do? They let loose the T-Rex to fight against the Indominus Rex. Sadly though, Charlie, Bravo, and Echo died. I would like to take a minute now to remember those brave raptors who gave their lives to save us all.
Every night in my dreams, I see you, I feel you.
Well, that's over. Okay, back with the story. So yeah, they let loose the T-Rex. The T-Rex comes in, and Blue actually helps. Blue and the T-Rex team up and take on the Indominus Rex, and it's one of the coolest fights I've ever seen in a movie. And then the giant water dinosaur, I can't pronounce dinosaur names really well, comes up and quite literally just drags it into the water. You want to know something sad though? The ending to this movie copies the plot of this. Yes guys, Dino Croc versus Super Gator did the plot to Jurassic World before Jurassic World did, you guys. This movie came out a whole 5 years before Jurassic World, and this thing literally did the whole plot to Jurassic World before Jurassic World did. And while we're on the subject, actually, I did copy a scene from Sharktopus, actually. Don't know what I mean? Go watch Sharktopus, then watch Jurassic World. You will know what I'm talking about. Anyhow, so that's pretty much the story. It's a serviceable story, and I do have to say, actually, it's better than Age of Ultron, and this film was actually better than Age of Ultron, and I know some of you are probably like, dude, what the Raptor spit are you talking about, man? You loved Age of Ultron. I did. I thought Age of Ultron was awesome. It's just, honestly, Jurassic World was better. And this film does actually have some surprisingly good messages. There's actually a running theme in this entire movie is you should value your family and spend time with your family while you can, because you don't know when they'll leave. You don't know if every time you see them could be your last.
This moment of family friendliness brought to you by Jurassic World, where dozens of innocent people are brutally slaughtered and eaten by dinosaurs.
Yeah, I know, that sounded weird too. Anyhow, it also continues the story of, you know what, maybe we shouldn't try and screw with stuff we don't know how to control. And even if we do know how to control it, something's gonna go wrong. And that honestly is a problem I think we have with a lot of technology these days, is we're so excited to get moving forward, to keep doing it, to keep advancing what we can do. We never stop to think, should we? What'll happen if we do? We're so focused on, here's the amazing parts, that we don't always think about what'll really happen. Oh well. And this film's ending was a pretty good ending. It ends with the Indominus Rex being killed. The Tyrannosaurus kind of wanders back into the exhibition, and you see him on the top of the building roaring at the very end, and Blue takes off into the night. Guys, on a quick side note, I am very concerned for my cousin Blue. I have not seen or heard from him in quite a while, and this is the last known picture of him. If you guys happen to know where he is, I'm offering a $5,000 reward. Please call this number and let me know. I am really worried that he might be killed. I don't want him dead. I just want to make sure my cousin's okay. I miss you, Blue. As much as I miss Charlie, Bravo, and Delta. Anyhow, let's move on. So the writing was fantastic. And, you know, and the film surprisingly did not have any boring parts, unlike the first Jurassic Park, which justifiably took a while to get going. This seems like, look, we're here, here's your characters, here's the dinosaurs, go! And it was off in a couple of minutes. And there's tons of references to The Lost World, Jurassic Park III, and Jurassic Park. They even go to the original building. So I'm pretty sure they are on the original island. Acting. Let's see, there was only one actor who I knew here, and that was Chris Pratt. And that was because of Guardians of the Galaxy and the Lego Movie. He did a fantastic job. Because in both Lego Movie and Guardians, he was playing a pretty funny character. He was playing it up, having a good time. Here, he was dead serious part of the time. Let's see, there also were characters like Bryce Dallas Howard, who played Claire, Ty Skimpkins, who played Gray, Judy Gear, Vincent D'Onofrio. This is kind of going to offend somebody, but Irfan Khan? I'm just seeing if he's been in anything I know. Nope, just Jurassic World. There was also Nick Robertson. Let's see, was he in anything I know? Nope. You know what? These were all actors who I didn't know aside from Chris Pratt. They all turned in fantastic showings, save for one actor. And he was funny, you know, he just wasn't trying really hard with his acting. That was Jake Johnson. I'm just seeing him. I think the name sounds familiar. Oh yeah, that guy. He was in Let's Be Cops and 21 Jump Street. He did a good job, but I think he was just kind of like, look, I'm going to die partway through this movie. I'm just going to kind of ham it up. And while everyone else is turning in fantastic showings, he's just kind of being cheesy, and it was kind of killing the whole effect. Just looking at the time here. Right, better hurry up. Anyhow, the effects were fantastic. They were better than the original Jurassic Park. But then again, it's been 27 or 28 years since Jurassic Park. I was kind of hoping they could do good. But the raptors, all the dinosaurs look fantastic. The sets look amazing. The music is fantastic. The camera work is amazing. The music, a lot of it is just Jurassic Park music. And I loved that, because I loved the score. I think John Williams is fantastic. I do have to talk about something really quick, though. This is not a kid's movie. Yeah, while the original Jurassic Park had like goats' legs flying onto cars, people being torn in half and stuff, it was relatively bloodless. Yeah, there was blood, but this thing is incredibly gory. Like, incredibly gory for a Jurassic Park movie, and it's only been rated PG here in Canada. So I'd have to say your kid would have to be like 9 or 10 at least before he watches this. Because when I went to the theater to see it, there were little kids there, like maybe 5 and 6, and a lot of them left before the movie ended, and I could see why. But while the kills are brief, they are surprisingly gory. At least by Jurassic Park's standards. But anyhow, that's beside my point. So now that I got my little warning out of the way, can I recommend Jurassic Park? Totally, you guys. On a non-biased level, on a quality level, this movie scores 3.5 Raptor claws out of 4. On entertainment value, 4 Raptor claws out of 4. This thing is better than Age of Ultron. I am sorry, I have to admit it. Age of Ultron, Avengers, you guys, I love you guys. You guys were fantastic. But it's not because this was not because I got to see my friends again, and this was a nice send-off to my cousins who did not make the movie. I can't believe they're gone. Sorry. It's just this thing was so good. And you know what? Ant-Man, Terminator Genesis, those films, they have so much to try and actually top here. But you know what, you guys? I am doubting they're even going to come close to it. So you know what, you guys? Go out, watch Jurassic World. It is fantastic. It's totally worth your time, totally worth your money. And I can guarantee I am going to buy the Blu-ray when it comes out. I need to pick up the other 3 films on Blu-ray while I'm at it. But I am totally buying Jurassic World on Blu-ray. And to all my dino dudes, let us never forget the brave dinosaurs who gave their lives to make this movie. To save Star-Lord. But until next time, Dino Dudes, this is the Meteor Raptor saying keep cool, and I will see you Dino Dudes around later!